Hello everyone, my name is Gabby and it's time to I'm doing a random vlog slash update slash just basically something I just kind of really wanted to get off my chest. And I could have said this all like made this like a text post or something, but I honestly kind of just wanted to do a vlog about this because I feel like the people who are actually watching my YouTube videos might actually have something to say about this. Basically, I've been thinking a lot about like YouTube and kind of my future on YouTube and everyone else's future on YouTube. And I feel like I just kind of wanted to get my like everything out there. So the topic of this random vlog is basically YouTube and popularity. Does it matter? Is it important? And is it really a good thing? The inspiration for this video kind of came from, well, I'll be completely honest, I'm going to tell you something right now. Pretty much every YouTube content creator, we look at our subscribers counts. Like, we look at them often. I can't vouch for everyone, but I'd say I look at it at least twice a day, probably more if I'm not really doing anything else. It's just a thing you just check in, just see how much your channel has grown. And, as a consequence of seeing the subscriber count that often, it means you also get a first-hand view of every time someone unsubscribes to you. And I'm not gonna lie, when that happens, you look at it and, when I look at it and I see that someone has unsubscribed to me, I get kind of sad. I feel really sad that someone has decided, I don't like this person, I'm going to not look at their videos anymore. I'm just gonna quit, I'm gonna leave. I know you should probably say that, you should probably just be more thick-skinned, and obviously people subscribe to you not really knowing what you're trying to do, and maybe they're not, people have different preferences, so they don't necessarily like your videos, but that doesn't stop it from being kind of depressing. Of course, you can use the excuse that oh, look, all the guys who aren't subscribing to me, they don't understand the real me. They're just, for me, I can use the excuse that, they just wanted to see me react to episodes of Team 4 Star and react to anything under the sun, and when they realize that I don't just do reaction videos, then they unsubscribed. I can use that excuse. And I could also be really elitist and be like, oh, they just don't understand. I'm just too smart for them. They're just dumb. They just don't understand everything I'm saying. So clearly that's why they unsubscribed. But I'm gonna be honest, guys, that is pretty much the wrong way of going about it. Saying that the people who don't like your stuff are leaving because they just don't get you, or they're just not cool or something like that. So of course, when you're in a situation like that, the easiest thing to do is to just say, screw the haters. I don't care if someone unsubscribes. I don't care if someone dislikes my video, someone doesn't like my opinions, someone disagrees with me. Who cares? Everyone has different opinions, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to do this because I don't, what do I want? Popularity? And that's where the idea of this whole vlog came from. Me thinking, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm fine with my, 3,700 and something subscribers. I think I'm alright with that. I don't need to be more popular. Do I really need to be more popular? It doesn't matter if my channel isn't growing exponentially, or that my channel isn't growing as fast as other people's channels who I look at. It's fine, whatever. I'm fine with the way I am. That's what you think. But at the same time, you can't always think that. At least I can't always think that. You can easily just say, I'm perfectly happy with the way I am right now. I'm happy with everything that's happening, and I think that I'm doing the best I can possibly do. But that can't stop you from getting, jealous. Jealous of other people, jealous of how quick their channels are growing, how many views they get in a video when you have the same amount of subscribers, but they get more views and you don't know why. Jealousy is just this universal trait that really I don't think can ever go away, as much as you try to deny it. But at the same time, I think we're all aware that jealousy is this inherently very negative trait that honestly shouldn't be encouraged. So when you look at that and you realize you're jealous, on the one hand, you'd be like, yeah, you're jealous. You're jealous that some people are getting more success than you. But then on the other hand, then you try to sometimes justify it, or at least sort of deflect this criticism, being like, wait, I shouldn't be jealous because who cares about if they get more views than I do? Who cares if they have more subscribers? Who cares about popularity? But what does popularity mean? What does it mean to you and to me as a content creator? It means a lot of things. For one, popularity means that you get validation, essentially. You're not just throwing things into the ether and not expecting anyone to actually enjoy it. The fact that if you get subscribers and your channel is growing, like you feel like you're getting full on confirmation, validation with actual numerical values of that people actually enjoy your stuff and people want to see more of your stuff. And more people are finding that stuff, and instead of just clicking away, they are deciding to engage with it and say, I want to see more. It's the perfect way of just gauging interest and knowing that you're doing the right thing, that you're doing things that people want to see. Because you assume that more subscribers means that more people like your stuff, means you're more popular, and means you're doing a thing that more people want to actually see. But at the same time, sometimes I wonder if this popularity and if this validation is actually necessary. When people start YouTube, do they start YouTube with the intention of trying to be famous? Not necessarily. Did I start YouTube with the intention of being famous? I honestly don't think I was. When I did my first few videos, I wasn't really expecting anyone to actually watch it. I mean, I think I was just doing it mostly just because I found just ranting in front of a webcam and then also filming reactions to things kind of enjoyable. Sometimes it's a little stressful. Sometimes, like, if I'm watching a reaction and I don't want the video to stop, freeze halfway through and then have to edit my entire reaction. But besides that, it's I honestly find it enjoyable. So for me, it was you don't necessarily go into YouTube with the expectation of getting popular. Because if you go in with the expectation of getting popular, with the expectation of I need to get X amount of subscribers by X amount of time, then probably it's going to inevitably lead to failure if you don't end up meeting your own expectations. I mean, the whole focus of YouTube was supposed to be about the content creators, right? And if you create content, surely it's you create content because you want to do it, not because other people want you to do it, or because you think it'll get you more subscribers and more views and more money. That's the other thing about YouTube that's kind of new to me. The fact that you can monetize your videos and actually get money from it. Like real life money. And some people have been getting so much real life money that they are making it their full-time job. Which is just something that kind of baffles me. It makes sense, but it still kind of baffles me. Something that I'm doing pretty much still for fun. I have monetized videos, but I've probably gotten a grand total of maybe $20, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. But there are people who are actually making a full-time, dependable career on making videos on the internet. It's just so strange to me. And it also feels like there's just something about it that does sort of bug me. In that, yes, I'm doing this for fun, but that's not everyone. There are people who are doing this as a legitimate business. And because they're doing it as a legitimate business, it means the videos they make aren't always necessarily the videos that they might want to make. It's probably the videos that get them the most views, the most retention time, the most subscribers, and the most money. I'm not going to say that, business just ruins everything, because that's a kind of very cynical view of everything, but sometimes I feel like that could actually be the case. I don't know any proper, case studies of real people who go through this, but I feel like it also might happen. If you want to branch out and you want to do something fun and interesting and new, but then that thing that's fun and interesting and new is something that's not very popular. If you're doing this as a career, a dependable career, where your state of well-being is actually resting on it, if the video is not popular, regardless of whether you want to do it or not, you will probably have to can it. Or at least just really alter it the next time you do something like that. Now, I'm not naming names here. In fact, I don't think I actually have enough names to name. Honestly, it's mostly just speculation. I wouldn't even know who would really be they'd have the videos they want to do was decided on their well-being. But it's something that I have been realizing. Even in the really small subsection of the YouTube that I'm kind of sort of in, the people who talk about Dragon Ball Z, with Dragon Ball Super getting into new material, there has just been so much, a greater increase in the amount of sort of speculation and what happened in this episode and what's going to happen in the next episode kind of videos. Timed videos where they're only really specific to a certain week, and by the next week the answer is going to actually be resolved, so you're going to find out the answer, so there's almost no point in looking in those old videos except if, to look and see what people were speculating about and to see if they were absolutely wrong. Now, there's nothing actually wrong about these kinds of videos, but I think the thing that has almost started getting on my nerves is just sort of the fact that almost everyone seems to be doing them, and the fact that like everyone seems to kind of always be putting out the same sort of videos, at least in regards to Dragon Ball Super. I mean, people can have completely different other videos related to like some of the older series or just random discussion videos, but in regards to Dragon Ball Super, everyone still kind of puts out similar stuff. And I mean, I'm not saying that I'm free from this because I also put the same kind of stuff, but especially if you're like, for people who like subscribe to everyone, and you see the subscription box and like everyone has like the same kind of videos, and especially nowadays where I swear everyone has started titling and putting in their thumbnails, their videos are also looking almost exactly the same. Which is actually kind of a shame because I mean, I want everyone to stand out. And if everyone's doing the exact same kinds of videos, like all the time, every week, the Dragon Ball Z YouTube community is going to start looking like even more of a homogenized mess. I mean, this comes from like a genuine concern for everyone else, basically. Maybe this is just me, but it's gone to the point where I'm finding it very difficult to tell a lot of these people apart, because a lot of the time they're doing very similar kinds of things. And then it's like, for a new person who wants to who wants to work out who they're going to be subscribed to, the question is just, who are they going to subscribe to? If everyone does the same things, would they only just choose one and then just leave the rest of them alone? Like, sometimes I wonder if a lack of uniqueness in videos is sort of hurting everyone's like individual channel growths. And I also wonder if that's also related to the whole kind of, YouTube as a business, as a career, YouTube as a place where you want to get popular. It's why I honestly feel really sorry for anyone who's like just trying to get into like a YouTube community that's kind of already sort of got its feet. It's already got like big major members of it that are already doing a lot of people who are already doing stuff. Like people who want to be a Dragon Ball Z YouTuber. I feel really sorry for you guys because it's going to, unless you have like a particular niche, or you're like really, really educated in like a very specific topic, it's going to be kind of hard for you to differentiate yourself from other people. I'm not saying that means it doesn't mean you could ever be successful. I'm sure you could be successful. But, sometimes it's like when people go into a business here and they're already like, it's like just starting a lemonade stand, and then right next to you there's like 5 other lemonade stands, and you're trying to make your lemonade stand look even the bestest lemonade stand, but people already had the lemonade stand wars about like 2 years ago, so they already knew how to make their lemonade stands the bestest lemonade stands, and you're just kind of new and you're being like, wait, what am I doing? But then, of course, that gets back to the fundamental question. Do you need success? Do you need popularity? Do you need validation? See, I'd argue on one hand, I think we do in some way. Obviously, I've been doing these videos because I want to, but if my channel just like stopped growing completely and no one ever subscribed to me, I would think that I was doing something wrong, and that, no one actually likes my opinions, and that would make me start doubting if I should really keep doing this in the first place. But at the same time, I don't think we should be like so reliant on our success that it can sometimes just influence everything we do. If you want to just do something that gets the most views and the most subscribers and the most money, you can do that. But sometimes if you want to do something that actually people could look back on and actually think that there's a legitimate worth to it, sometimes being driven by the money isn't the best way of going about that. For people who use YouTube as a legitimate business, perhaps they may not necessarily care as much about trying to have a video that will have a legitimate cultural value, and more interested in just being like, this is my job now, I need to do something that will sustain my well-being. It's a very fine balancing act with doing something about YouTube. Being like, are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for your subscribers? Are you doing it for the money? I think every YouTuber is going to have to go through this struggle at some point or another. Just sort of trying to work out what your channel's aims are, whether success really matters to you, whether popularity, whether money, whether all of this actually matters, and how much it matters, and how much it's going to influence the kinds of videos you make later on. Because YouTube is a really interesting medium because one of the crazy amount of people, watching it and looking at it, and the crazy amount of influence that, even like a 15-year-old playing Minecraft can get, while at the same time also having this degree of professionalism with the monetization and all the different like business methods that YouTube has been trying to do now, and sort of pushing and channel partnerships and stuff like that. It's not amateur and it's not professional, it's just sort of some weird amalgamate between the two. And I think that's probably why just trying to navigate YouTube is honestly a kind of difficult process. So, what do you guys think? How much do you think popularity matters in a channel? This isn't just, obviously, this isn't just for people who actually have a YouTube channel. In fact, I don't even know how many of you guys who subscribe to me actually do have trying to be a proper YouTube channel. But, for the people who even aren't, who are even just thinking about it, or even don't even think about it, but are just really interested, how much do you think popularity matters? How much do you think your subscribers and your views matter? How much do you think that should influence your decisions? And just anything that you want to think about, anything about YouTube, like just leave a discussion, because yeah, honestly, this has been something that I've been thinking about for quite a long time, and there is no actual answer to it. So I just want to see what you guys think, if you guys have your own answers and your own opinion. Anyway, this vlog might have been a bit kind of disjointed, just a whole bunch of random opinions, but I'll be honest, yeah, this was just something it's honestly really refreshing to actually say this all out loud to the YouTube audience nonetheless. This is one thing that makes YouTube different from everything else. I can actually talk to you guys about my life on YouTube and other people's lives on YouTube, and you can actually give me advice or just thoughts, and we can just discuss this together. You can't really say that about a career for anyone else. So this is Gabby, signing out, and goodbye guys.